Is the world we see just an illusion? Recent physics discoveries suggest that our understanding of reality may be more fragile than we once imagined. Physicists have presented evidence that questions the existence of the universe as we perceive it. From a scientific perspective, what we consider real may not exist as we believe. Instead, it may all be a perfect illusion, seemingly created to serve our experience. We live in this illusion, exploring it through our senses and interactions. For centuries, humans have sought to understand the nature of the universe. The traditional view, rooted in observable phenomena and tangible evidence, leads us to believe in a specific reality governed by physical laws. Physics, as a discipline, has played a central role in understanding this reality. Using important historical discoveries, such as Newton's laws of motion and Einstein's theory of relativity, we have built a framework that explains the behavior of matter and energy in the universe. The heart of this exploration is the concept of matter. Matter, which makes up everything we can touch, see, and interact with, is a fundamental aspect of scientific research. Our understanding of matter has evolved significantly over time. In classical physics, matter was considered to be solid and indivisible. However, advances in quantum physics have presented a more complex picture, revealing that matter is composed of particles that can exist in multiple states simultaneously. Quantum mechanics, a branch of physics that studies the behavior of particles at the atomic and subatomic level, has revolutionized our understanding of reality. Unlike classical physics, which is based on deterministic laws, quantum mechanics operates on probability and uncertainty. It suggests that particles can exist in superpositions, in which they are in multiple locations or states at the same time until they are observed. This phenomenon challenges the traditional notion of an objective, fixed reality. Imagine the act of placing a plate on a table. To our senses, the plate stops and rests on the solid surface of the table, allowing us to take food from it and nourish our bodies. This interaction reinforces our belief in the material world. We hear the sounds of digestion and feel the power that food brings, leaving no doubt that the material world exists in one form or another. However, recent research suggests that this material world may be a hollow projection designed for our sensory experience. The distinction between perception and reality is becoming increasingly blurred as we delve deeper into scientific discovery. Our sensory experiences are limited by our cognitive capabilities. What we see, hear, and feel are interpretations created by our brains based on information provided by our senses. This raises the question: if our perceptions can be fooled, how can we be sure what is real? Consciousness plays an important role in how we perceive reality. Our perceptions and interpretations of the world around us are closely linked to our conscious experience. Some theories suggest that consciousness itself may be a fundamental element of the universe, influencing the way reality appears. This view is consistent with some interpretations of quantum mechanics, in which the act of observation affects the state of particles. As protagonists of this world, we shape our lives, make decisions, and suffer the consequences of our actions. Despite the idea that the world is an illusion, these experiences seem undeniably real. We can harm or heal, build or destroy, love or hate. The tangible effects of our actions in the physical world suggest that, whether illusory or not, our experiences have meaning. If the physical world is indeed an illusion, what does this mean for our understanding of existence? This raises questions about the very foundations of how we perceive life and our place in the universe. This suggests that there may be many layers of reality beyond our current understanding waiting to be discovered. This realization could have profound implications for science, philosophy, and spirituality. In our quest to discover the nature of reality, we find ourselves on the brink of a paradigm shift. The idea that the world we experience may be an illusion invites us to question everything we know. As we continue to explore and expand our understanding, we may uncover truths that will reshape our perception of existence. Whether the material is real or imaginary, the journey of discovery is a testament to the human spirit and the never-ending quest for knowledge. Throughout history, humanity's quest to understand reality has been one of discovery and revelation. Ancient civilizations, such as the Greeks and Indians, reflected on the nature of existence, forming the first philosophical and metaphysical ideas. For example, the Greeks introduced concepts such as atomism through Democritus, who argued that everything is made up of tiny, indivisible particles called atoms. Meanwhile, Indian philosophies such as Advaita Vedanta argue that the material world is an illusion, Maya, with true reality being non-dual and beyond sensory perception. The scientific revolution of the 16th and 17th centuries marked a significant shift in our approach to understanding reality. Figures such as Galileo Galilei, Johannes Kepler, and Isaac Newton laid the foundations for classical mechanics, which describes a deterministic universe governed by predictable laws. Newton's Principia Mathematica, published in 1687, became the foundation of this classical view, explaining gravity and the motion of celestial bodies with remarkable accuracy. The early 20th century saw another paradigm shift with the advent of quantum mechanics. Pioneers such as Max Planck, Niels Bohr, Werner Heisenberg, and Erwin Schrödinger discovered the strange and counterintuitive behavior of particles at the atomic and subatomic levels. Planck's discovery of quantized energy levels in 1900 and Einstein's explanation of the photoelectric effect in 1905 challenged the classical wave theory of light and introduced the concept of wave-particle duality. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, formulated in 1927, further disrupted the classical deterministic worldview by asserting that one cannot know simultaneously the position and momentum of a particle. The famous Schrödinger's cat thought experiment illustrates the paradoxes of quantum superposition, in which a particle can exist in multiple states until it is observed. One of the most striking demonstrations of quantum mechanics is the double-slit experiment. When particles such as electrons are passed through two parallel slits, they create an interference pattern on a screen behind the slits, showing wave-like behavior. However, if we observe the particles as they pass through the slits, they behave like particles and the interference pattern disappears. This experiment highlights the role of the observer in shaping reality, a concept that remains one of the most profound and controversial aspects of quantum mechanics. Quantum entanglement is another surprising phenomenon in which two or more particles are correlated in such a way that the state of one particle immediately affects the state of the other, regardless of the state of the other particle. Distance between them. Einstein called this phenomenon spooky action at a distance because it seemed to violate the principle of localization. However, experiments have confirmed the reality of entanglement, showing that particles can be linked together in ways that exceed our classical understanding of space and time. The holographic principle is a theoretical framework that suggests that the entire universe can be viewed as a two-dimensional information structure drawn on the cosmic horizon, with the three-dimensional world as an emerging phenomenon. This idea arose from research on black holes and string theory, in which physicists such as Gerard, Hooft, and Leonard Susskind proposed that all the information contained in a volume of space could be represented as holographic, a two-dimensional surface. The simulation hypothesis, popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom, posits that our reality may be an artificial simulation created by an advanced civilization. This idea stems from rapid advances in computer technology and the increasing complexity of virtual reality. If it is possible to create simulations that are indistinguishable from reality, this raises the question of whether we are living in such a simulation. The role of consciousness in shaping reality is a subject of ongoing debate and exploration. Some interpretations of quantum mechanics, such as the Copenhagen interpretation, suggest that consciousness reduces the wave function, which in turn determines the outcomes of quantum events. This view is consistent with the philosophical idea of idealism, which holds that reality is essentially mental and that the physical world is a manifestation of consciousness. Panpsychism is the philosophical view that consciousness is a fundamental and omnipresent aspect of the universe. According to this view, all matter possesses some form of consciousness, with more complex systems exhibiting higher levels of consciousness. Integrated Information Theory, IIT, developed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi, provides a mathematical framework for understanding consciousness, suggesting that consciousness arises from the integration of information within a system. The idea that reality can be an illusion or projection has profound implications for both science and philosophy. It challenges the materialist paradigm that has dominated scientific thought for centuries, opening the door to new explanations of existence. This shift in perspective could lead to advances in our understanding of mind, consciousness, and the nature of the universe. If our reality is an illusion or a simulation, It raises ethical and existential questions about the nature of life and our responsibility within it. How should we approach morality and ethics in a world that may not be fundamentally real? What is the purpose of existence if our perceived reality is a construct?